Dave, on the other side of Los Angeles, the Clippers were struggling at the exact same time as the Lakers. I believe the Lakers were 30th in offense and the Clippers were 29th. This is not how we envisioned things going in LA. The Clippers lost 4 straight games, 2 in Oklahoma City, back to back in OKC. That was where Kawhi Leonard experienced stiffness in his knee. And he has been out now for 5 games. It'll be 6 on Friday against San Antonio. And the Clippers did not look good. Dave, I got to tell you, the other night when they beat Houston to snap this 4-game losing streak, they needed Paul George to play like a superstar. They were down 5 with like a minute 30 to go. And they were lucky to be down 5, Dave. They looked bad. In that 4-game losing streak, Dave, they were outplayed, out-hustled by Oklahoma City. They lost to New Orleans. It wasn't even close, okay? Like the other night, the Lakers beat New Orleans. The Clippers weren't even in that game against New Orleans when they played them. And so they just looked really bad. I think in their 4 losses, 3 of them were by like 14 or more points. So they were not even competitive. They look like a veteran team. As Marcus Morris Sr. said, we look like we just thought we were going to walk on the court and win the game based on who we had on the roster and how stacked it was. And we were putting forth no effort. And these lesser teams were beating us. So I will say, like with Kawhi, obviously that has a big impact on them. I've been told that his knee is not a serious thing as far as like, we're not going to wake up tomorrow and see that perhaps, Kawhi Leonard's out for the year or anything like that. But certainly he is feeling something in his knee, enough that they obviously sent him home and they have held him out. And I got to tell you something, Dave, their schedule is packed. After they play San Antonio on Friday, they play Utah at home in the first of a back-to-back. I think they got Cleveland right after that. Then they got the Lakers. And then they got a 2-day window before they play the Nets on Saturday. So at some point, I don't know, maybe we'll see Kawhi back. I don't know. Their schedule is incredibly packed this month in November. So, I would think you'd want to see him get a practice in. But of course, these days you can just bring him in and get a workout in with somebody else. But I don't know. I think they're going to err on the caution. Everything I hear is that they just want to make sure Kawhi is healthy come playoff time. And, it's a little concerning that he's already going to be out 6 straight games, if not more.
Yeah, I know you reported early on that the team was looking at this as basically a 2-month process before they would even start to judge themselves in terms of what they could look like in the postseason. And that's fair enough. It is a really long NBA season. But to me, this development with Kawhi leaving a trip, which was obviously unplanned, he wouldn't have gone to OKC in the first place if he thought he was going to need treatment back in Los Angeles. You're almost turning this into a 3-month process. I mean, we're 3 weeks into this NBA season, and what can you lean on that the Clippers have done thus far that you say, well, that's something that they're building on towards the future? I think they're still plugging in gaps. You see, they're tried out different starting lineups. And again, if Kawhi Leonard is going to be the guy that leads them in the postseason towards perhaps the greatest run they've ever had as a franchise, it's got to be him recognizing how to play with all these new teammates. So again, because the Clippers have so much talent and the NBA season is so long, I'm not overly concerned. But at some point, we're going to want to see them look actually good so they can actually have a chance to live up to the hype.
Dave, I think that's going to be a minute, man. I think it's going to be like Marcus Morris said, it's going to be 2 seasons. It's going to be one half where they basically look like this, and they're just trying to get some sort of rhythm and continuity. And then the second half, all of a sudden, John Wall and Kawhi Leonard are playing bigger minutes. But I got to tell you, that second half, Dave, because their schedule is so front-loaded, after the All-Star break, I believe they have 21 games. That's a lot of practice time, which is good, but not a lot of time on the court in games. And you know what happens at the end of the season. They're going to start resting guys because they don't want to risk anything. So they're going to enter the playoffs with a lack of continuity, lack of rhythm, lack of chemistry. It's all the same questions. We'll be talking about it all season long.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.